Shalom, everyone, and welcome back. In this week's Torah portion, the portion of Shmini, we read about the laws of kosher, those animals and birds that we can eat and not eat. We are told that we are allowed to eat animals as Jews that have split hooves and chew their cud. We are also told various birds that we are not permitted to eat, and there's a whole list of them. And within that category, all of the birds that are not on that list we are permitted to eat. So, for example, chicken, turkey, geese, duck are all not on that list. On that list are birds such as ravens, storks, ostriches, pelicans, things like that, which are not permitted to us because they're on that list. So that's the basic rules. The laws of kosher extend beyond that to the idea that we're not permitted to eat the blood of an animal either. We have to soak and salt the bird or the meat in order to eat it. We're not permitted to eat dairy products together with meat products, for example. Milk and meat we're not permitted to eat either. There's a whole list of laws of kosher that Jewish people have to abide by. In fact, to be a rabbi, in most rabbinical schools today, they study the laws of kosher extensively, because these are most of the questions that rabbis are asked have to do with kosher. Laws of kosher, what we are permitted to do, what we can't permitted to do. If we mess up, what do we do about it, etc. So rabbis today need to be very versant on those laws, probably beyond any other laws at all, perhaps with the exception of the laws of Shabbos. What is kosher all about? Well, many people believe that kosher is about health. That in olden days, when we didn't know very much about health and bacteria and things like that, so the laws of kosher kept us healthy and kept us better. Jews don't eat pork because of trichinosis. Jews don't eat shellfish because they also contain various diseases, and bottom fish and things like that. So it was a question of health. But today, when we have good health laws and we know how to cook animals and birds well, so we shouldn't really have to worry about that. We don't find that non-Jews are dying in droves because they eat pork or eat lobsters. We don't find that. So why is it that the laws of kosher still apply, and perhaps more than ever? And the answer is that kosher is not about health, it's about holiness. That's what really it's all about. By observing the laws of kosher, we become more holy. Just as we need to take care of our body and make sure that our body ingests healthy foods, kosher ensures that our soul is also healthy by the kosher food that we eat. Someone mentioned once before that you are what you eat. And it's interesting how true that is, really. No birds, no animals that we eat as Jews are carnivorous, are meat eaters, or are predators. All of the animals and all the birds we eat are more gentle, more sedentary. And that's the nature of a Jew, if you think about it. Jewish people do not tend to be very warlike unless we need to defend ourselves like we're doing in Israel today. But rather, Jewish people tend to be more gentle and easy. In fact, our father Yosef was called Yoshev Ohalim, someone who dwelt in the tents, namely the tents of Torah study. What is it that a Jew enjoys the most? Not going out and hunting and fighting, but studying Torah, praying, being within ourselves and being more gentle. And the nature of a Jewish person is that we are by nature more gentle. And perhaps this is because of the foods that we eat are more gentle. It also teaches us ethics. How important it is that when we slaughter an animal or a bird, we have to do it in a kind way, by slitting their throat so that there's no pain whatsoever, that they die instantaneously, by not eating meat and milk products together. Also teach us an important lesson about ethics, that the prohibition is not to cook a kid in the milk of its mother. And that's something that is an ethical idea, that the baby is nurtured by the mother, and it is unethical to really to kill the child in the milk that it is nurtured by. So this and many, many other ideas in kashrus make us better people and make us holier people. And indeed, this is something that we should strive to be holier and good, and the laws of kashrus, the laws of kosher, give us discipline in life. They teach us how to eat and eat properly, not just in terms of kosher animals, but in terms of in terms of diet, in terms of moderation, in terms of healthy ways of living. And so many rules have so many valuable lessons that we can learn from them. And that should be really an important lesson for all of us as we study the laws of kashrus, as found in Shmini and other places. It should make us into better people. Candlelighting in San Diego this week is at 6:55. I'd like to remind you that the holiday of Passover is coming in a few weeks, 3 weeks, and we are now accepting reservations for the Passover Seder, which will take place on the first night of Passover at the synagogue. You can reserve for the Seder at chabaduc.org/Seder. It's $60 for non-members, $50 for members of the synagogue, $20 for children. And we encourage you, we're having a beautifully catered Passover Seder for everyone, and you're going to learn a great deal and enjoy a delicious, sumptuous meal as well. We look forward to seeing you on Passover. Shalom, have a good week and a good Shabbos.